I think they're going to. Okay, guys, in your seats, please. Lunch. Remember, we got a short schedule today. They stole minutes from Miss Bonine. How rude.
I thought that was Brady for a second.
I know. Miss Bonine is all her time. Everything should shorten everyone else's class. Okay.
Yeah.
The best class. Exactly. All right, come on, guys. I need you, as you're setting down, I need you to be getting out your quiz and your student-generated model. Everyone should have their quiz and your student-generated model. Everybody get your quiz and your student-generated model out, please. Okay, we'll do quiz first, okay? If you did not do your quiz, you have the opportunity to go out and take a 10 points reduction instead of losing more points than that, okay? I will have to remind you that you had over 3 days to complete the quiz, and it was taken home. Hey, Rihanna and Drew, your parents will get an email. Switch, yep, always switch. Keep you honest. I don't think any of y'all would cheat, but this way we never have to worry about that because we keep each other honest, okay? All right, for quiz A, number 1, of course this is just a lot of definition type questions. Number 1 is A. 2 is C. Remember, if they got it wrong, to correct it because this helps you study. 3 is C. 4 is B as in boy. 5 is B as in boy. 6 is C. 7 is B as in boy. 8 is D as in dog. And 9 is A. Okay, quiz B. Number 1 is lithosphere. If they didn't spell it right, we're kind and generous. Number 2 is a cynosphere. 3 is convergent. 4 is divergent. And 5 is transform. Okay, number 6 says state the theory of plate tectonics, okay? This is what I'm looking for. To get points, you have to tell me that the crust is made up, the surface of the earth is made up of plates, and they are constantly doing what? Moving, shifting, anything that implies that they're moving, okay? As long as they have something about the surface of the earth being made of plates, and they are moving. They talked about convection currents. That's awesome. Okay, that's what makes them move. We're going to answer that in the next question, but they have to have plates. Crust is made up of lithospheres made up of plates, and they're moving. Then they get full credit. Yes? And they're not moving, it's going to be half. Well, -2. Let's do -2. Okay, number 7. Number 7 says describe the 3 forces that are responsible for plate movement. What's the underlying force that makes plates move? Looking for two-word answer. What makes the plates move? We did it there. We did it over here on our stations. Convection currents. Convection currents are what makes the plates move, okay? But we identified in our lesson pages there are 3 different types of forces that convection currents create, okay? One of them was basal drag. Okay, the second was ridge push, and the last one was slab pull. They had to have identified all 3 of those, okay? Basal drag, okay, ridge push, and slab pull. If they did not identify all 3, it's wrong. And I'm not going to give any grace on this one because it was open book. Okay, so that should have made it very, very clear. Noah. They had to have all 3. They had to have all 3 of those because the lesson pages talk about those being the 3 forces very, very clearly. Okay, so you were cutting corners if you did not get those answers. Okay, 5 points apiece. What do you say?
Thank you.
All right, so 5 points apiece. Okay, mark the answer in the gray on the front of that quiz. Corbin, will you please let our other members in? at this thing. It's really tight. Wow, super impressed. Some of these models are phenomenal. Y'all did an exceptionally good job, okay? I'm looking forward to actually grading those and looking at how you envision the plate boundaries and how you did with that. I think that from while I was watching y'all develop those, y'all did an amazing, amazing job on those, okay? All of our quizzes got turned in?
No.
Okay, that did them. Those of you who did not do them, you have an extra day. Make sure they get done, okay? Because you don't want to lose easy points. You've already lost 10 easy points, okay? So you don't want to lose any more than that. And some of the people will tell you might have gotten 1 or 2 wrong even, okay? Even being open book, sometimes you make mistakes, okay? All right, so today what we'll be doing is we will be looking at plate tectonics, and we're going to be using a edible model, okay, which is great, okay? But when we work with food, I have selected 2 things that should not have any allergies to. One is graham crackers, doesn't have any nut products or anything in it, and the other is cream cheese icing. If you're lactose intolerant, it's really not cream cheese, it's only cream cheese flavored. Okay, so usually you have no problem eating this, okay, because it's really not has much dairy in it, okay? If you have a food allergy, I apologize, I'll have some candy or something that maybe you can't eat, but there shouldn't be any food allergies, okay? So just be careful that you make sure if you do have a food allergy. If you can't consume this, I'll have something else for you. With food, okay, we are not going to be consuming the model that we actually are using, okay? But I do want you to try to keep it on a piece of wax paper for a couple of reasons. One, less mess, okay? You will be having to touch the icing. I will provide you with some paper towels. Please don't lick your fingers. Not only is that opening up bacteria and smearing it all over the tables, okay, and germs, it's just gross to watch, okay? Let's just face it. When someone's like, at home, lick away, okay? My girls, we're all about licking icing at my house, okay? But in front of your classmates, not the coolest thing to do, okay? So, everyone, I'm going to give you a packet, okay? Your lab packet has detailed instructions, okay? Step by step by step, okay? You're going to want to follow those directions clearly, okay? If something happens, if your graham cracker breaks, raise your hand, I'll bring you a new one. We shouldn't have any problems with it, okay? We didn't have any problems in the first class, okay? A couple of things I do want to address. One of the steps says a few drops of water. I will tell you it works best if you put the entire dropper full of water, okay? It really needs right there. It really needs a whole dropper full of water for you really to be able to visualize the effect of it, okay? And of course, we're wanting to look at the 3 different types of plate boundaries. Remind me again, I've forgotten. What are my 3 types of plate boundaries? Corbin.
Divergent, transform, and convergent.
Divergent, transform, convergent. Now, we've already learned there's certain things that happen at different plate boundaries, right? So, at a divergent boundary, okay, divergent means it's pulling away, okay, separating. What do I notice? What geological phenomenon or landform do I have there? Drew?
Like the crust, the plates are pulling away and then the magma rises and forms new crust.
New crust, I'm getting new crust formations, okay? And usually I said mid-oceanic ridges, a lot of time is one of the phenomena that's associated with. How about transform? Transform boundaries, what am I seeing? Lizette? Earthquakes, I'm seeing faults and I'm seeing earthquakes, okay? And the last one, there's actually 2 different types of convergent boundaries. I'm going to ask you to give me both types, okay? So you can tell me one. Gabby, tell me one type of convergent plate boundary. Huh? There's 2 different. There are different kinds of crust. One's an oceanic to continental. What happens at oceanic to continental? Sinks. The one's less dense is sink. Excellent. And then what do we usually see at those types of boundaries? What geological phenomenon? Volcanoes. Exactly. We see volcanoes. Okay. Now continental to continental, they're both the same what?
Density.
They're both the same density. And then we get that. And what happens? Mountain ranges form. Mountain ranges form. Awesome. Y'all are all ahead of this. Let's go ahead and get in your groups. Move to your lab tables. Your normal lab groups. Your typical lab groups. Oh, you can keep this. Keep this. Yeah. Oh, you already had one. I gave you an extra one. I see what you're saying.
Y'all burning something.
You got that one.
Now, what would my graham cracker represent? What would be tectonics? Plates. What are our plates made out of? L word. L word. Lithosphere. Exactly. Okay. I need one more team member to come get the dropper. Be careful with the droppers. They do have a glass tip on them. Okay. Make sure that you are following the directions very clearly. When it talks about breaking your graham cracker, I'm wanting you to break it in half, okay? Not long ways, okay, but down the middle. Not long. Here, let me show you real quick. Eyes on me. Eyes on me.
Like this.
Okay, it works best if you break, and it's already got little lines, okay? And if you put both your hands, they usually break pretty well. If it doesn't break perfectly, that's fine. You can still do the model with it, okay? But along this line. Follow the instructions very clearly. Kind of step by step.
Read and complete. Okay, 5 crackers in opposite directions. So the other crackers come together. So just go.
On the first. Eyes on me. Awesome, good job. On the first one, I would like you to the first one says side by side and move them, okay? So I would like everyone to take a chance to do that, okay? Because I want you to observe what you're feeling, okay? Going on with our little lithospheres, okay? So everyone's going to do that first step. So that's one that you kind of have to use some tactile symptoms. So you, Mallory, you're thinking that you're gonna feel some earthquakes going on? Did you do that? Do it. See what happens. Do you feel vibrations? Can you feel it?
Okay.
Little graham cracker earthquake. Well, I don't know how many graham cracker people wait. No, you can use the same.
Oh, no, in the door.
You're gonna use the same cracker.
They're not touching.
Okay.
Add a few drops of water and the mix between crackers. I want to see these all.
No, yeah, she said do the whole thing.
Just squeeze it. Did you all feel it? Did you have some vibrations going on? Like a what?
Wait a minute, come on now.
Vibrations like what would be another thing?
This is what
Earthquakes, exactly.
No, just let it do it. It's still.
Now roll them together. Yes. Slide the crackers toward each other and see what happens.
Oh wait, no.
It didn't say rub it together.
What happens?
Oh, the paper comes up and it's the lava. Oh, the biggest.
Did y'all do the whole dropper?
Why is this full of frosting?
Oh my gosh, guys, we got ours ready.
Oh, we put it
On the bottom. Let me do this.
I don't even have it. Put it on the cracker. It gives how it kind of seals back up.
Like what would be the one?
Okay, now mash it down with this. Okay. So push it down.
It makes the.
You don't have to just eat it.
It's
Oh, yeah, it's coming, it's running along.
That's a divergent.
I put a paper towel on everyone's table. So whoever's wiping off the icing, you can wipe your hands.
That was so good.
Like that. Right?
And then when I'm trying to
Okay. Some on top.
And spread them apart in one motion. And then push the crackers down. Okay.
What happened? What did you get? What is that? What was that? Divergent lights and the magnet kind of comes out.
There you go. We done with that. All right, now we on top.
What type of playground is
What did you get? A divergent plate, but what is this? What would you call that?
Like the mountain in the water.
Which is called a
Not an opposite of it.
mid-ocean ridge, exactly.
But it's the opposite of it.
on the next page.
It's the opposite of a trench, yes.
So flip it upside down.
I like it.
So what is it?
No, we have to.
Yeah, very good.
What do the friends in the model represent?
Which of the crimes of the model?
Sorry, you said BOU.
Yeah.
It's the 31st.
Well, it was
I thought we were dropping the
January.
What do you think?
It's going to be a drop in the
Something special. Mid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Booger eater.
What time are we about to do the practice?
I'll stay on task, please, Hannah.
You just messed it up.
You guys don't.
What
Answer the questions.
You guys don't know.
It represents.
Yeah, make sure you stay on task and you shoot questions.
Were you with it?
Rocks breaking off the plates.
Very good. Well, very good, all four.
You were all like the rubbing of the.
Which is we call that what?
Weathering.
Weathering. It's weathering of the rock.
That was when
Yeah.
we did it the first time we, that was the first thing we did when we were watching the game.
Instead of Mount St. Helen, it's Mount Fallen.
This.
Oh.
Did you feel
I
or
will
hear
play-
something when the crackers passed each other?
Rocks. What process do you use? Rocks break apart. Sediment. Well, it's sediment.
No, I'm not supposed to.
So is the W.
Tommy, what is
Where's
this?
weathering?
That's
Good job, Rachel.
So this flies past each other, that means it's not. That means
Stop it.
it's a transform.
How is it?
What does that say?
It's the vibrating from the
Do you feel what kind of
We did. It was crumbs. Right? It was falling. The crumbs when you did the transfer back, it created crumbs. What do you think those crumbs were? What's that process? Breaking down rock.
Hey.
that is
Weathering. Very good.
you said you.
It says start with a W.
Oh, I
W.
I was mad at
Now let's say earth.
Okay, part 2. What does the water and the model represent?
Did you feel anything when the crackers passed?
No, the frosting was the magnet.
It was all
When
the
they
back.
moved past each other, we didn't hear anything, and we only heard something.
The water was
when
the
we were walking
forces
the
that
fence.
weathered the water.
moving away with the water, and then you pull it away, but we went.
Yeah.
Because someone told me to drop them.
And then I have kids. No, they're all the same height. And I'm not, I have two.
So what did you say? I said something about Friday or two. It's okay.
It's called, like at the camping.
It makes what? 15.
That's what
How is it? I asked a question about that. Just putting that out there.
Well, y'all are going ahead and then,
I can always say something.
Okay, guys, we got it. So number 20.
what's the question?
What part of is it the sausage?
I mean, water.
It's mantle or magma. It's magma and mantle. Oh, mantle, either way. Okay, eyes on me real quick. I think that we are getting, some of y'all are getting very close to being done, okay? I need two things to happen. One, okay, and promise you don't want to eat the one y'all just put water on and you all touch. That's gross, okay? So you're going to get a lithosphere and some magma you can eat, okay?
Ooh.
But this is what I need you to do. I need you, the dropper needs to come when you're completely finished, okay? You've answered all the questions. The droppers need to come back to me, okay? And then all of the wax paper, graham cracker, spoon, and the napkin all need to be thrown away, okay? Once you're done with that, you can come and line up, and I will give you your own little mini lithosphere and magma, okay? That's nice and clean. Now, do what? Then you don't have to. You can say, pull the magma. I don't ever force anyone to eat magma if you want. You don't even have to have lithosphere if you don't want. Lithosphere is good though.
Oh, I thought you meant 23. 22 is a square.
Yeah,
Because it says that it forms like the
that makes
bar. I'm trying to get my.
Make sure your name is on your lab packet. We will be turning it in.
Wait, phone I have a question.
Yes.
So if the ice is magma and that made a mountain when they joined together, then that means that
That would normally, the crust would go up, right?
Oh, okay. I was about to say like I thought it was like an egg.
Oh, there you go. It would actually push up. So what happens is you push it. It's this, right? No,
He was dumping on the window.
magma.
Oh, look at that all day.
Bobby, would you like some magma? Lithosphere.
Step 1, cut a hole.
Magma.
3, sticker. You make her open the box, pull, and then garbage. Step 4, you burn her head.
Magma with your lithosphere.
What does the water mean?
That thought, but I couldn't.
No, I'm not talking to myself. Well, you know that if
The first time I
you
hit
talk
it.
to yourself, grow smart.
Exactly. So whenever I talk to myself, you always tell me to
You
stop.
think to yourself.
Guys, Tommy, back to your seat.
I thought I'm only just
I got a
asking
hundred.
a question out
Would you
loud.
like magma?
Connie,
guys, your name is on your lab packet and turn it in so I can double check your answers. Make sure we all got understood what was going on.
That magma.
Magma. I know, I like the cream cheese. It's pretty good. Okay. Anybody else? Did
Oh, I
everybody?
didn't get mine yet, but I was getting the graham crackers.
Just there. Okay, real quick. So, what did you observe? Tell me, what was the first type of plate boundary we modeled? What was that? What type of plate boundary was that? We were pushing the cracker side by side. Drew.
Transform boundary.
Transform through the magma in his mouth. It's hard to talk with magma. All right, so transform boundaries. Now, I had each of you make sure that you all conducted the transform boundary. Someone tell me what they observed, what they felt, okay? That a tactile observation. Vibrations, which is what we call what on Earth? Earthquakes. It was a graham cracker earthquake, okay? Little graham cracker people were going to be running for their life, okay? Because the ground was shaking. All right, so we saw that, okay? And then we also had a lot of crust lithosphere break into small pieces, okay? What process causes that breaking down of lithosphere? The friction does, but what do we call it? We have a scientific term for it. Wait a minute. Weathering. Weathering erosion breaks down rocks. We knew that, hey, look there, rock cycle comes back again, okay? We see sedimentary rock formation. All right, so then we added some water, okay, right? And we pushed the crackers together. What happened to the crackers when we added that water and pushed them back together? Zoe? They sealed together. It looked like you hadn't even done it, right? It didn't even look like it had been broken apart. What kind of plate boundary would we see that type of movement and maybe necessarily see that formation, okay, when we see sometimes? Yes?
Convergent boundary.
That's a convergent boundary. We see that new crust forms and it seals up. Remember sometimes when divergent boundaries happens, there's magma comes up and it forms new crust, okay? It almost looks like there's never been a crust there, a break before, okay? And that's kind of that process to show us that when it hardens, it doesn't look like there's a line necessarily in there, okay? It looks just like it was always been that way. We also then looked at, we put our icing was our magma, okay, which is part of what part of the earth? The mantle, okay, exactly. Our graham crackers, we decided was what would we call our graham crackers? They were the crust, or we call it the lithosphere. Now, we know the lithosphere is made out of what? Say it louder. Say it proud. The crust and the uppermost mantle, the rigid part of the mantle, okay? So our plate tectonics are not made of just crust, okay, but actually the lithosphere, okay? So sometimes that's confusing if you don't think of it as lithosphere, okay? It's the whole rigid part, okay? So we saw that we put our magma down and we moved it apart, which was what type of plate boundary?
Divergent.
Divergent. What was created? What was the leftover in the icing that we got to see very clearly? Corbin. Not a mountain range. It starts with the M. Happens at divergent plate boundaries. Mountains happen at what kind of plate boundaries? Continent to continent, okay? But we call those, Drew, help us out.
Mid-oceanic ridge.
Mid-oceanic ridge. We saw a little bump, okay, and that was new crust was going to come up, okay, magma was going to come up, and that was going to harden, and we get those mid-oceanic ridges, okay, so we push down, and we actually saw that. We also saw some convergent plate boundaries, okay, with our graham crackers. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. You were dismissed.
How did you see it? If you had, they want to.
Do you want to
You were supposed to do that, yes.